Welcome to the University of Laverne, the battle of the Big Cats, the University of Laverne Leopards versus Chapman University Panthers. I'm Zachary Gretsch alongside my partner.
My name is Taylor Fukunaga. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's a beautiful day for softball, isn't it, Zach?
Always here at Campus West Jungle. And the Leopards, the Panthers. And now, a doubleheader. And the brewing, and for the standings, we got the Chapman Panthers listed with the SCIAC Conference record 9-4 overall, 17-8, and then the Leopards with a 6-7 and 15-6 overall. So race to the SCIAC tournament is upon us. Now we're gonna look to players to watch. Well, A-Rod, Ashley Rodriguez, the center fielder for the Leopards.
Yep, standout player for the Leos. She has an impressive amount of 88 at-bats with a 4.43 batting average. She has 17 runs and 39 hits under her belt and has given the Leos 34 RBIs as well as an impressive amount of 5 home runs this season.
Yeah, and that's just one firepower of a starter there for the Leopards. And looking for the next player to watch for the Leopards, it will be Angelina Alderetti, the outfielder. An impressive 30 runs and a batting average of .362, Taylor.
Yep, Alderetti is one of the fastest on the team for the Leos. She's accumulated an amount of 13 RBIs and 20 stolen bases, Zach. That really just goes to show how fast she is.
Definitely. And now for the person on the mound, well, we seen her yesterday, was Brianna Vasquez, and the start will be Jada Coria, but 3.75 ERA and impressive 20 strikeouts. And then Mia Reyes for the Panthers. Very impressive.
408 batting average, yes.
And then Miranda Murphy, outfielder, and now it sets up the tandem and the battle of the Big Cats, Jada Coria on the windup, and that first pitch be a little low for a ball.
Little low, but one thing about Coria is that she's very consistent on the mound. She has a speedy fastball, very good breaking curveball, and so hopefully she'll utilize those today in the circle. And
that's Miranda Murphy, like we just talked about. Well, clips herself, hobbling, make sure she is okay. Now even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Miranda Murphy, a native of San Diego, California, went to Scripps Ranch High School, making sure she's okay. Again, she had an impressive batting average, 397, Taylor. And there you go, takes a swing.
Yep.
Ready to go with that Easton bottle.
Yep.
Easton bottle of a bat, excuse me.
She has a lot of impressive numbers for the Panthers. She leads the team with 26 walks and a slugging percentage of .574.
Now Coria, right-hander, unloads it. That will just be outside right, be ball 2.
Yep, just a little inside.
I'm going to see what the Leopards want to do. Again, they have to turn their script away from a loss they want to wipe out of their minds, Taylor. And that's clipped high, fly ball, and it goes right to Mackenzie Johnson. And you know what, Taylor? The best shortstop, I think, in SCIAC, in my opinion.
Yes, I think so too. This team definitely has a lot of talent, and it's just about utilizing it. You know, again, like you said, we're a couple weeks away from the SCIAC postseason tournament, so hopefully the Leopards can turn things around to secure their spot in the top 4.
Yeah, up next, Grace Fosselman. Impressive for the Panthers. She is the center fielder. Excuse me, shortstop. That's a nice strike from
Nice
Coria.
Inside pitch by Jada. And Jada says that one of the best pieces of advice that she's received as a player and a person is to focus on yourself. And as a pitcher, you know, it's a really big mental battle being in that circle. You know, you feel this immense amount of pressure, but she does a good job of staying very composed, in my opinion.
No, she is. And one thing, too, now you've seen even count, 1 across the board, 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. And Taylor, like you said, on that circle, it feels sometimes as an uneven sword, but the way she battles it, the composure she has, it's going to be something to watch here this afternoon. And clips right, and right there from Janelle Vega, out number 2.
Nice play by Vega over there. Very quick reflexes.
The defense for the Leopard is going to be very key They had a lot of errors yesterday, which clipped the Panthers
Yep.
to a 7-0 win.
Exactly. You know, the winning team at the end of the day is going to be the one that makes the least amount of errors.
And we'll see now for the Panthers. Chael Cerna, third
Nice
baseman.
little off-speed pitch by Coria there.
Gives her a ball. But now let's see what Cerna brings right here. Batting average of .295. Clips it right, left.
Fly
Designated
ball.
spot.
And it's caught.
Mackenzie Johnson now brings it to the bottom of the first. And we'll see up to bat for the Leopards in a way they need to get going. And hey, the Battle of the Big Cats upon us. You're watching Skyac Softball on Flow Sports and Laverne Community Television.
Athletics on Instagram at ULV_athletics. That's ULV_athletics on Instagram.
See the replay right there.
Yep.
Look at Mackenzie Johnson.
Yep. Uses that long arm, reaches to catch the ball just in time.
One thing that's impressive, Taylor, I think and I believe on the stat in Skyac, she is the first in fielding still. Top of it around. And she understands it very well, the game of softball.
She does. And as a middle player, you have to learn to be able to adapt to, you know, the other players around you on the field. And you have a really big leadership role in that spot. And so she does a really good job of commanding that presence on the field.
And actually, she is in fielding double plays with 10, but again, she took it upon herself, so she's fourth in Skyac in that. So in fielding in general, that shortstop is electric. And you know what? You know who else is electric, Taylor? Angelina Alderetti.
Yes, she is. Starting off strong for the Leopards, we have number 11 outfielder Angelina Alderetti.
Right fielder, number 11, Angelina.
You want to talk about somebody that makes her mark? Well, Angelina does that. It's the last dance. She's fourth in Skyac in runs with 30. And she makes it known with her slugging percentage, and she's third in stolen bases with 20, Taylor. And that's right there a strike.
Yep. As a leadoff batter, she's really good at just putting the ball in play. You know, her speed utilizes it for itself. You know, every time she puts the ball down, it's like a flash, and she's already at first.
Flash exactly like that. And from Kelly right there, already a battle. The Battle of the Big Cats. Left-handed pitcher for the Panthers. Senior from Woodland Hills, California. So Kelly versus Alderetti. It's going to be one sight to see right here in the Campus West jungle. And right there outside will be ball one.
And one of Alderetti's goals for the season, she said, was to make first team and to qualify for the conference tournament.
Taylor, she's on her way already. I promise you that. This is a season to remember, and Alderetti clips it again, and the battle still goes. Deeming foul, and the most impressive part of her game, not just the base running, Taylor, but it's the way her stance as a batter is. Very unique. I never really see people go in the batter's box that close, pulls back, shows bunt real early. Well, today she's pulling back, but she's bringing it.
Just clips it again. And one thing about Alderetti is you never really see her feel pressured in that batter's box. You know, again, you're naturally put in that position. You want to start off strong for your team. And, you know, if she sees a ball that she doesn't like and she has a really tight count, she's going to clip it. And she has enough confidence in herself to do that.
Another foul ball again. Exactly. Confidence is key when you play the sport of softball. And Kelly is one person, very, very confident pitcher, an ERA of only 1.98. And her opposing people feel it when she wins. She has 10 wins on the year, Taylor.
Wow.
Another foul ball off the netting. So this battle already
Yep.
upon us, and it's a lengthy one, and we want to see that from the Leopards batters. Give Kelly a long at bat. Give her something to feel this pressure already here.
Yep. You want to feel that pressure on both ends. And it's a walk.
And walk hit by pitch right there, and for Alderetti, that is her second hit by pitch of the season.
Any way to get on base.
Hey, and like you said, 4th in Skyak, Taylor, and stolen bases. So now brings up Deuce. Sydney Diaz, the
Yep.
left fielder for the Leopards.
And this two dynamic duo, Sydney Diaz and Angelina Alderete, they both came from Cal State Dominguez Hills. And so they already have that strong bond with each other. So transferring over here, they definitely brought their skills and their talent to the team.
She's 29th overall in hitting, 344 batting average. Sydney Diaz, this is her 62nd at-bat. She already has 21 hits on the season, looking for 22. Kelly, high upstairs, looking at Alderete. Alderete's going.
And she
is
makes
safe.
it.
Talk to him nicely, Angelina Alderete. Again, that is stolen base number 21.
Sliding in very smoothly, Alderete gets to second.
You want to talk about a high-level matchup? Well, Kelly, you're going to have your hands full right behind you, and now winds up again, clips it, and that high upstairs for ball 2. Look at that replay. I'm telling you, hey, that was a nice throw from the catcher.
Look, she's already in there.
But exactly, Alderete is too fast.
She's too fast. She's too speedy. You can't catch her.
Too fast, too furious, and Diaz goes, lengths, high-flying ball, but that is a routine catch right there for the left fielder and Lastinger. Well, that is one out.
And that's okay, because Alderete's still in scoring position at second.
Next up.
And now we have number 7, Reagan.
Reagan Howlett.
And you know what I like to talk about, Reagan Howlett? Taylor, it's time to spin the wheel of fortune and take it to your lot. Lucky number 7, throw the dice, Scottsdale, Arizona native. Clips right there against Kelly's pitch.
Clips it behind her. Reagan is from, if I'm not mistaken, Arizona. So she's one of those out-of-state players. Just goes to show her true dedication to the sport of softball by coming here to Southern California.
22nd overall in batting average, or overall in hitting. Again, that's a foul ball. Heads up. Oh, trying to take some action over there in Ben Hines Field for our baseball team who's playing Occidental College today. But Reagan Howlett, freshman, and she brings the experience on this batter's box.
She does.
That's strike number 2. Kelly's really trying to show the impressive way she has been all season long, Taylor, and one thing she has to be very count of is Reagan Howlett looking for her 30th hit and her 9th double on the season. High upstairs.
You can definitely see Kelly trying to pinpoint the edges of the plate, making sure not to throw it right down the middle because she understands that these next couple of batters are the power part of the Leos lineup.
Definitely even count right there, and that will be a ball, and everyone did not like that call. But you know what? Hey,
It's a
the
judgment
umpire,
call.
the umpire is the final judgment. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, and Reagan Howlett is also 6th in Skyak with 13 walks. Takes it, high-flying ball.
And it's up.
Routine. The out number 2 right there for Murphy, the center fielder.
Catcher number
So we're
5,
getting
Alyssa
contact,
Campbell.
Taylor, but again,
Yep.
you want to find a way to drop it in because, again, this defense does not let anything go past them.
Exactly. You know, the Panthers have been very good offensively and defensively, but, you know, a line drive or a ground ball is harder to field and catch as opposed to a routine fly ball.
And that throw right there will be ball 1 from Kelly. But again, Alyssa Campbell, the senior, 20th overall in batting, .360 batting average. She's 3rd with doubles in 11. That's another ball right there.
You know, Campbell's definitely one of the team's power hitters with a really high slugging percentage and, if I'm not mistaken, I believe home runs in almost the double digits now in her softball career here.
Yes, no, you're exactly right. And that's another pitch, again, going in the ball category from Kelly. So this might be Campbell's 6th walk. Nope, that will be a hack right there. So, broadcaster jinx on my end, but 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Alyssa Campbell, also 9th in slugging percentage, like you said, in Skyak, .581.
Yep. And Campbell has naturally stepped into this leader position on the team as a senior. This is also her 2nd consecutive year serving as a resident assistant on campus. So she helps a lot of students get adjusted to the school. And hey, it's also free housing.
Hey, a jungle life right here for a full count, Taylor. 3 balls, 2 strikes. This is the payoff pitch right here. Alyssa Campbell goes, takes it right to right field, but again, an out right there for the Panthers, and that retires the Leopards. We'll go top of the second in just a moment, but you're just watching SkyX Softball on Flow Sports and LVTV. Don't go anywhere.
Keeping your kids healthy is the first step to protecting their dreams. When you keep them safe, there's no limit to how far they can go. Nothing is out of reach. No mission impossible. Give your son or daughter a better chance to see their dreams come true. Give them the HPV vaccine at age 11 or 12 to prevent HPV cancers later in life.
And we're back. Top of the second, battle of the Big Cats. Jada Coria will go back to the mound, not before this announcement from Taylor.
So everybody, you want to stay up to date with Leopard Athletics by following them on Instagram at ULV_athletics. Again, that's ULV_athletics on Instagram. So make sure to stay up to date for your favorite sports teams' rosters, scores, and any other important announcements. Thank you, Zach.
Of course, and you know what? Take announcement of high-level content. ULV is the place to be. And now right here in this matchup, already 0-0, but Leopards trying to find a way to quiet these Panthers early, and that's a nice pitch and a strike thrown from Jada Coria.
Good starter for Coria at the top of the second inning here for the Leopards. Really making sure to hone in on the pitches that she knows best.
Right there will be ball 1, so even count. JoJo Westerfield up for the Panthers. Takes it left, going, and Sydney Diaz right there.
Nice.
Retire Westerfield.
Nice routine fly ball catch by Sydney Diaz out in left field.
Left fielder number 11.
Hey,
Morgan
we're seeing a lot of
Lassiter.
contact right now, scratching their way, sharpening their claws. We like to slay for the Leopards and for the Panthers. And you know what? It's going to be like that, I feel like, all afternoon. So, hey, defense, get ready because it's going to be what we like to call a shootout.
Exactly, Zach.
Jada Coria finds it. That's a foul ball
Nice inside pitch there by Coria.
from Morgan Lastersinger, senior outfielder from Yorba Linda, California. So she didn't travel that far, only a 10-minute drive from Chapman University. So
Yep.
that Orange County lifestyle takes a strike right here off that foul ball. Coria winds. Foul ball hit again from Lastersinger. So now Coria ahead of the count.
And currently Lastinger has accumulated 19 hits for the Panthers, hoping to make this her 20th.
Now Coria winds it. Lastersinger taking it away all but Diaz.
And it's robbed by Diaz out in left field. There's no stopping her out there.
So Diaz said, Taylor, let's go traffic violation. I'm going to rob you for a robbery. And right there, again, no bombs. Damage, no done. And again, mano y mano.
She said, nothing's getting past me today.
Now that puts Mo Lynch, designated player for the Panthers today. Coria trying to find that box. Looked a great pitch. Battery exchange from Campbell, but it'll be ball 1.
Just a little outside.
And you know, I always need to go to a doctor exam, Taylor, to figure out that strike zone because I can never call it the way I want it.
It's, you know, one thing about being an umpire is you have to make that judgment call so quickly. Especially with a limited view, it's a hard job.
And then we get a strike right here, so exactly like you're saying. But that replay, look at that robbery. Bye.
Bam!
Bye from Deuce. And now Coria going again. Lynch waiting. Coria goes. Oh my God, that was another nice pitch, and that's ball 2 though. So the framing from Campbell couldn't be any better than that.
Oh,
But go back to do it again. Mo Lynch, only been walked once this season. His batting average, 300. Oh, excuse me. Still on last Singer stats, and that's ball 3. So now Lynch ahead of the count. She has a batting average 227, but impressive OPS of 579, Taylor.
yep. Coria trying to throw off those batters with her off-speed pitch. And it drops right at the last second, so it throws them off.
Now Coria goes, and Lynch brings it again, and that will be off the wall for a double for Lynch. And she's safe. So now the first runner on base for the Panthers right here at the top of the second, and that will be Lynch's 6th hit on the season and his 3rd double.
That was a nice line drive there, making Diaz work out there in left field, running back to front, side to side. But one thing Diaz is going to do is cover a lot of ground out there.
Oh, and definitely that now brings up Reyes right here, the second baseman for the Panthers. She's one of the players we like to say to watch. Mia Reyes, the best batter for the Panthers.
Again, she has an impressive 408 batting average. And out of 71 at-bats, that's really, really impressive.
Hey, we're talking about the geometry and algebra here in Campus West, Taylor, and I think the one thing you have to understand, like you say, the approach she's bringing, very consistent. And now, off that foul ball, Coria still has 2 outs to work with, takes it high upstairs, though, for ball 1. Taylor, as you as a pitcher, when you remind yourself you want the confidence, you definitely want to strike this one out, especially if it's the best batter.
I do. And, you know, I try not to let that get to me. I like to use that pressure to my advantage. And one thing my coaches always told me, nice play by Diaz out there.
Oh, and we'll get to that pause right there. But, hey, Sydney Diaz having a day on the field right now.
She is.
And retires those Panthers once again to go bottom of the second. But, Taylor, finish your thought. Let me hear it.
You know, one thing my coaches always told me is that pressure is a privilege. Being in that space is an opportunity that not a lot of others do. So take advantage of it. And I know Coria is definitely going to.
And she's getting help from her defense again. You see Sydney Diaz with the robbery. She's asking for National Robbery Day, looming right now, Saturday, April 16th at 12:18 p.m. We'll see, but right now the battle of the Big Cats really looming.
Still continues.
One thing, too, I think, Taylor, now I'm looking at it. These hits, the contact landing, I mean, we only seen one really drop in the way the Panthers want to. And now we're seeing that some of these team stats, only 1 hit landing for the Panthers, 1 runner left on base for the Leopards, and then 6 at-bats, only the Leopards 3. So they want to make these at-bats count, especially against a pitcher, that southpaw of Kelly.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of these early innings are meant for adjusting to the pitcher's speed, their pitching style, and so sometimes it's just a matter of who adjusts faster and who's going to be able to make contact quicker, who's going to accumulate those runs faster.
Well, couldn't say it any better myself, Taylor, and bringing that insight really helps you just giving this audience what they want to hear, and that's a ball. No, excuse me, a strike. Whoa, that looked way outside the box. But anyways, here we go. Strike 1, and Ashley Rodriguez, Easton, ghost model of a bat. And what there's not liked about A-Rod, Taylor. And she takes one, trying to drop it, but the center fielder robs that one in Miranda Murphy.
And Ashley also, along with Campbell, has also stepped into that leadership position. Both of them are seniors, and they've been a part of this program for all 4 years. And so they definitely made a lasting impact on the team. And, you know, they're definitely going places.
Yeah, they are with their leadership style. Now Kirsten Sanchez, also known as one of the Leopards' aces, now bring a designated player. And you know what? She's actually really impressive when she hits, too. She had a double on one of her last appearances at the plate, what I called, and she really understands the game of softball. Whoa, softball, baseball, regardless. She knows the game like the back of her hand.
Exactly. Might as well call her Shohei Ohtani with the way she's able to hit and pitch.
Literally. See, that's why saving the game, saving lives, and Kirsten Sanchez again from San Pedro, California, looking to make Kelly pay. Now Kelly on the wind. Oh, clips.
In the dirt.
Yeah, for ball 2.
Looks like she was trying to throw a dropper there. Looks like it just dropped too early.
And one thing, too, I think as a pitcher, you always want to see, I mean, when you're going against a fellow pitcher yourself, you really want to get them unwinded. And Kirsten Sanchez gets a grounder right there. But that's a nice defensive play.
Yep.
From Grace Fosselman, right to her first baseman.
Shortstop,
And
number
JoJo
4,
Westerfield.
Mackenzie Johnson.
And that's a 6-3 connection for out number 2.
And Fosselman wastes no time. She fields the ball, immediately throws it to first.
But there's one person electric, Mackenzie Johnson right here. And takes a strike. So, hey, Kelly's really trying to quiet the box up here today.
Another impressive freshman on this Leo lineup is number 4, Mackenzie Johnson.
And takes another hack right there. So now she has to go on a battle here on out. And Taylor, 51st in hitting for SCIAC in general with a batting average of .284. Kelly goes. Johnson takes it. That's nice. But that will be another play from Fosselman on the 6-3 connection, lacing the Westerfield. Retires the Leopards. These are goose eggs, these first 2 innings.
Yes, they are. Nothing's getting past Fosselman. That incredible range allows her to move left and right so swiftly.
And now, top of the 3rd. Coming upon us soon. You're watching SCIAC Softball on Flow Sports and LVTV Laverne Community Television.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Top of the 3rd right here for the Campus West Jungle Battle of the Big Cats. University of Laverne Leopards 0 to Chapman University Panthers 0. Race to the SCIAC tournament. Still here with Zachary Gretsch alongside my partner,
Taylor Fukunaga. Thank you.
Now, Taylor, I have to reap what I sow early on. I talked about an offensive shootout. Right now, it's all defense here on the jungle of Campus West.
Yes. No matter how many times you put the ball in play, the question is who's going to stop that? Who's going to make the most amount of plays? Who's going to not let the ball get past them?
Well, Coria did not let that pass her right there, but Kokorian did. So that's strike number 1 on her count. Kokorian, the catcher for the Panthers.
And Coria has a really good record of starting off really well with that first pitch strike.
As she does, but that is a hit by pitch. And that puts Kokorian on base.
Right fielder number 28, Sam Kennedy.
That's Coria's, I believe, first hit by pitch on the season. No, second. There we go. Second hit by pitch on the season. Now Kokorian on first. Now brings
Sam Kennedy.
Yes. Right
Number
fielder.
28.
And bunts, but it's not cleared. So go back to do it again. That's good for the Leopards.
Yep.
Trying to keep her at bay.
Mm-hmm.
Kennedy, batting average, very impressive. 303.
And when things like that happen, you're sort of giving away your plan. And so now the Leopards are going to be more aware, especially those corner players at first and third. They're going to be extra alert now.
That was a nice pitch thrown from Coria. And now she's ahead of the count. Looking for her first strikeout on the day, her 6th on the season, an ERA of 2.01 and a whip of 1.27. So let's see what she can bring right here. Coria on the line, takes it, loads it, high.
Nice
high.
off-speed pitch.
Ball, and
Oh,
diving!
and it's caught.
Ashley Rodriguez bringing the jungle alive again for out 1. Hey, Panthers, it's time to leap and show what the Leopards do best. Well, leap to their ability.
One thing A-Rod's
Goodbye.
going to do is not let the ball get past her. And she's going to take every opportunity to stop the ball at all costs.
I mean, you saw that a front row view, Taylor, last year as your teammate from the center fielder. What she's brought this year is something undeniably great.
Exactly.
Now back to the top of the lineup. Miranda Murphy flew out her last appearance. This is her second at bat. Take a foul ball right there. Hold up. Head coach for the Panthers. Coming up right here.
You know, Miranda Murphy is a senior on this team, hoping to make a lasting impact before she graduates in, if I'm not mistaken, just a couple weeks.
Don't talk about it, Taylor. They still got a SCIAC tournament to play, and then we'll see what the lasting impression goes. But right now, Chapman atop those leaderboards in SCIAC. But the Leopards are trying to show why they are the dark horse in this tournament race. Now, Jada Coria. Lines it goes and throws another one.
Nice pitch right there by number 9, Jada Coria.
We also got to give a big shout out, the last person to wear number 9 on this field, Rachel Rubio, Rocket Arm Rubio, for the reason. And she also has a birthday coming up next Friday. So when Coria brings it right here, we're looking for some magic right here.
Drives it down the first base line. Just foul.
Bet you Rachel would want to give so much juju to Jada Coria, a sophomore from Eastvale, California, alumni, Eleanor Roosevelt High School.
And Rachel was one of my former teammates too. As a freshman on the softball team, she was a big mentor to me and the other pitchers in the circle, leading by example.
One of the best ones to do it here in the Campus West jungle.
Exactly.
Now you got to bring it right here and do it again. Miranda Murphy. One person not going down too easy here on this batter box.
And one thing about left-handed batters is, as a right-handed pitcher, sometimes it's hard to navigate the ball where you want it to go. And vice versa, when you have a left-handed pitcher and a right-handed batter, it's just a matter of adjusting your eyes to the proper strike zone.
That was low and away right there. I mean, probably more low and inside, but ball 1. Second strike now and 1 out. We'll see right here, top of the 3rd. Coria looking at that play card. Taking it, rolling it. And Murphy really trying to go to the batting cages right now.
She's really pulling that ball to that first base side.
Taylor, if you've been seeing early on, the hot zone in Campus West is left field, and Sydney Diaz is handling that very well right now.
She is. And you know, you have Diaz out there, Rodriguez, and Alderete covering that much ground. They're put out there for a reason.
Indeed, another foul ball. And Vega tries to take it, make sure she's okay, takes it to the Leopards dugout. But she's all good, the third baseman for the Leopards. Good sight to see. Hey, and the Metro Link making an appearance again in the Campus West jungle. Also, they're going to drop some people off for the LA County Fair. Make sure to get your tickets May 2nd to 26th alongside it. And next week, Leo FM is giving a giveaway. So win your tickets to the LA County Fair. And Coria and Murphy laces it for a base hit right to right field. Alderete just picks it up. But now, 2 runners on base, and that's Murphy's.
Now we have a runner in scoring position,
We do, and that's Murphy's.
putting the pressure on the Leos, having a little team meeting now.
Yeah, that's Murphy's 12th hit on the season.
Wow.
So, well, we have to see this offense brewing for the Panthers.
And
Go ahead, yeah.
No, you go ahead.
No, I almost broke my pen again. 'Cause I get frustrated of a nervous angst. But no, Taylor, in this set now, you feel it in your mind. The game's starting to break open a little bit.
Yeah.
But as a pitcher, how do you feel like you get back into that control?
You know, definitely having the support of my teammates is so important. And that's why I think team chemistry is one of the leading reasons for a successful team. And being able to count on your teammates and realizing that you don't have to do this all alone. You don't have to strike every batter out. You don't have to, you know, dominate in that circle. Sometimes all you have to do is make a good pitch, and then your defense will help you out right behind you. Whether it's a routine fly ball, a line drive, or a ground ball, you just have to trust in the fact that they're going to be there to support you. And that helps you so much in terms of mentality.
And trusting the process is something big in any type of sport, but especially here. And again, that was a nice strike thrown from Coria. And Fosselman back up, the shortstop for the Panthers, with an opportunity. High upstairs. Ball 1. Now 1 across the board. Again, we're looking for it right here. Coria, illuminate, want for her first strikeout on the day. Be a great one right here. And now the bases are juiced. And now this offensive threat right now for the Panthers, standing their ground in the jungle. And they have scratched the Leopards right now. But Coria and them now fielding a whole new opportunity of an unbinding situation. But this is where character brings it, Taylor.
Exactly. It's in moments like these where you can see the true character of a team. How much are you going to persevere through this? Are you going to let the pressure get to you?
And Chil Cerna has an opportunity. Base is juiced. 0 for 1 today, the third baseman. And that goes down the line. Jada Coria, come on.
Nice off speed by Coria. She has a really good job of not changing her motion, so it definitely throws these batters off. And when you're throwing against such a successful hitting team, you have to do that.
Yeah, Chil Cerna flew out her last attempt, and she wants to make it known, and she does. Rips it to left field. That's 1 run in, and another RBI for Chil Cerna with 10. Congratulations, the double-digit club. 1 run in for the Panthers.
Nice. Now Cerna puts the Leopards on the board. Sorry, not the Leopards, the Panthers on the board. So sorry.
You're all good here in the Campus West jungle. When you play against the battle of the Big Cats, you get lost. And right now, what's lost is the defense.
You know, hopefully the Leopards come, just reset a little bit.
Now Coria goes. Another strike thrown well.
Now you can see Coria honing in, getting locked in, understanding her job on that mound.
You know what? If I have to make a petition for JoJo Westerfield, I think you need to play volleyball as well. Tall frame. 6 foot. And another pitch, well thrown, but called a ball, so even count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 across the board. And the bases are still juiced.
And you can still see that defense creeping in a little bit, not wanting to let anything get past them. But anything can happen.
Exactly, and that's what the Leopards need right now. They need a strikeout, and looming, Jada Coria.
Beautiful pitch. Just almost hitting that inside corner.
As a pitcher, you want to attack every single part of that zone in that glove for a reason and make it known. And she wants to take Westerfield for a ride in the jungle for herself. And Coria right here on the windup takes it low.
Just missed low there.
Now even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Westerfield again waiting for it, and this is another opportunity. But hey, right here, right now. See what Coria brings.
Yep. There's pressure on both ends.
Now Coria goes it. Foul ball from Westerfield. The contact right now is just looming.
Coria trying to throw these batters off with her off-speed pitch.
Already in team stats, 4 hits for the Panthers. They've made it known, one with a double, 1 RBI. So Taylor, offense breaking, but Coria showing the character out here. Now clipping it. It's off Vegas ball. Glove, excuse me, another run and another RBI for Westerfield, and that puts Westerfield in hit column number 14 and 5th RBI on the season.
And Chapman is the type of team that's going to take advantage of situations like this. They're going to see that the defense is breaking off a little bit, and even though the Leopards are trying to reset, the Panthers are going to do everything in their control to keep that momentum going.
And Taylor, the hardest position to play right now in both teams, even in baseball, third base.
For sure.
It's hard because it's you know how much action you're gonna get.
You're in the hot spot.
Yeah, and you have to understand too, it's building character. It doesn't matter who's the third baseman on there, you have to have that blue chip on your shoulder to say, hey, it's gonna happen again, I have to brace it. And it's 2 runs, fine. And this ability, we have to see the next level of the Leopards fight. You have to have that fighting mentality.
We sure do. And you know what? It's still early on in the game. Still have a lot of innings left, so this gives the Leopards an opportunity to, you know what, say, this doesn't define us as a team.
Yes, and another foul ball. Hits it off. Panthers dugout, so friendly fire, if you like to say so myself. The lasting stinger, left fielder, flew out her last opportunity, and she's trying to make something happen right here for the Panthers. Looking for hit number 13, and Coria looking for strikeout number 6 on the season and first on the day. Coria goes and drills high flyer, but Ashley Rodriguez right there, but takes the throw, and Coria's right there and almost transit, and Ashley Rodriguez says, not so fast.
Yep, she said not today. Nice catch out there by Ashley Rodriguez in center field. And that strong arm, you can see how fast that throw was to home.
You know what it means? Credit to Coach Durant and the crew. Hit the weight room for a reason. ULV Sports Performance. And you know what? They're getting a new weight room upgrade as well, Taylor.
They are. They're making some new renovations. So I remember walking past the team the other day, and they were working out outside.
Yeah, exactly. That shows you mentality, and another hit, but strands it, and that's it. Mackenzie Johnson doing the work. Bottom of the third coming back at you, but again, the shortstop for a reason. Why is she electric, Taylor? Because she does it right.
She's so swift. Nobody else does it like her.
She's only a freshman.
I know. Just imagine what she's going to be like the next 3 years here.
Electric in itself, and now going to the bottom of the third. Only a 2-run ball game. You're watching Skyac softball on Flow Sports and Laverne Community Television. Don't go anywhere. Leopards up next.
A subscription is required.
No, he's got our mics cut off.
Just so you know, today's game and all University of Laverne home and conference games are broadcasted on Flow Sports. And so the Skyac and Flow Sports are in year 1 of a multi-year agreement that makes Flow Sports the sole distributor of Skyac Athletics. So make sure to tell your friends at home if they're interested in watching today's game. Head to leopardathletics.com and click on Flow Sports. Again, go to leopardathletics.com and click on Flow Sports.
Number 25, Janelle Vega.
And you want to see what we're doing here. Well, bottom of the third, the Leopards now on deck, and Kelly throws another cold one. These pitchers doing very well. What they're bringing.
I agree.
And another one.
And especially at this point of the season, the pressure is high.
That's
For
why.
both of these teams, none of the spots in the SCIAC tournament are secured.
That's why she's in the double-digit club for wins, Taylor, for a reason. But that is ball one right there. So 2 strikes, 1 ball. Janelle Vega, third baseman, trying to get on the offensive approach right now for the Leopards and look to make something happen at the plate. And that is ball 3. So now, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, so even count. I'm getting lost in the jungle right now, just waiting to see what's going to loom out of this. And that is a strikeout by Kelly.
Nice pitch right there by Kelly.
Second baseman.
Just too
number
fast.
1, Julia Miramontes.
A
And it
strikeout.
gives her her 54th strikeout of the season.
Exactly. Well said. And the reason, what I feel like too, Taylor, when you see a pitcher in the zone, especially the southpaws, they know what they're doing.
You can tell just by the expression on her face, she's locked in and she's ready to go.
Now Julia Miramontes up to bat right now for the Leopards. Flips it right to the first baseman of Westerfield, and that's out number 2. You gotta find a way right now to end this hitting drought for the Leopards, Taylor, because again, it will be a long afternoon if they can't get anything on base, any type of position. They try to found some in the first couple innings back when they had runners on base, but now they have to figure out how they get back there.
Yep. Now we have to figure out how to put those runners back on base, especially those runners like Alderete, Diaz, Rodriguez, who are going to take advantage of any stolen base opportunity. If we have hitters like Campbell come back up, they're going to be able to drive those runners in, and that's what's going to get us on the board.
Exactly that, and now you see Kelly right there on the ball, and Alderete looking to make something happen. Last time she was hit by a pitch, and she also stole a base. And now she's looking here to do something again. And I think too, we have to see, like I said, that unique approach right there from Laverne. Pull back. That'll be a strike though, thrown from Kelly. Alderete has to provide that spark right here and to give this opportunity for the Leopards to do something. Now Kelly on the windup, southpaw, loads it. Alderete trying to find a dropper, but it goes right to the left fielder again. Last stinger, and that ends the inning for the Leopards. Top of the 4th coming at you, and Taylor again. The Leopards, they have to find that offensive spark right now.
They do. You know, it's a little bit of a funk, but every team experiences that. And you know, even though this was a 1-2-3 inning for the Panthers, the Leopards could have that same opportunity too. And
Well
so it's
said.
better on that they face this funk at the beginning of the game as opposed to later on when the pressure is even higher.
Now you're watching SCIAC Softball on Flow Sports and Laverne Community Television. I want to give a special shout out.
In the hospital room, and for like 10 seconds she recognized who we were, and then it was gone. So it's like a thief. It's taking away memories and who you are as a person. Over 5.5 million Americans have Alzheimer's. That number may double by 2050. For more information, visit rightfocus.org.
And we're back. Top of the 4th. You know what that means. It is halfway through this ball game. And 2-run lead for Chapman. You're watching SCIAC Softball on Flow Sports and Laverne Community Television. Taylor, now we're seeing Jada Correa back on the mound. She only allowed 2 runs, but she's doing very well, and she's still looking for her first strikeout of the day.
She is. And you can tell she's hungry for that strikeout. Starting off almost every at-bat with a first pitch strike.
Little analogy right there, too. Leopards are starving right now. Find anything on that board, and right now this defense hungry to get these Panthers stalled. And Mia Reyes, second baseman, 0 for 1 today. Flew out, and now Correa goes again, and that is a strike number 2.
Nice.
So she's ahead of this count.
Nice outside pitch by Correa.
If you're Reyes, you better start battling right now, or Correa will retire you.
Looking to shut the door right here.
Yeah, well, a little jinx right there from both of us, but ball 1, and we're all good here.
No worries. She still has a lot of wiggle room for her.
And anyway, too, this is the best hitter on this team for a reason. And Correa's handled her well, and she wants to do something here. And we'll strike her out.
There it is.
Goodbye, Mia Reyes. See you next time. That's the first strikeout for Jada Correa, and it is also strikeout number 6 on the year. Well, I know someone's happy when number 9 and that jersey can do something, and now the Leopards 2 outs away from getting back on offense.
Yes, that number 9 is a powerful jersey number.
And nice framing from Soup again. Caught a little bit off the plate for ball 1, but here we go for Krikorian again, and she was hit by pitch. So Correa is hungry even more for another strikeout because she does not want this at-bat to go the other way around.
Exactly. And you know, sometimes as a pitcher, you can't let the high of a strikeout get to you. It's always, what's the next play? What's my job next? What do I have to do? And so, you know, Jada's staying very composed in that circle. She already has 1 out down for the Leopards, and so getting to get 2 more quickly and as soon as possible.
Short-term memory is key. And a nice one, big hack from Krikorian right there. Now 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the 4th right here. You know what? I like this another analogy too, Taylor. Pitchers are the quarterback in this field. They run it. And another one almost looked like a perfect pitch, but just low. So now uneven count, 3 balls, 1 strike.
You know, Zach, I think you're right with that analogy for sure. And as a pitcher, you basically control the pace of the game. Everything is under your control, and in a way, you definitely can use that to your advantage.
Wants it right there, but walks Krikorian. And that will be Krikorian's 2nd trip of a walkathon today.
And Correa is not missing too much of that strike zone. It's either going just a little high or a little low, and so just working on that command throughout the game.
Yeah, first walk for Correa right that afternoon. And I think, too, you have to understand, like you said, that zone, you're not just battling the batter, but you're battling the umpire, too.
Exactly. And whatever judgment call they make is the call that's going to be on the record.
Right there, low, and no bueno for that batter. Strike 1 for Samantha Kennedy. Right fielder flew out, and she's trying to do something as well for the Panthers. She has Krikorian now on first base. Takes a bunt, shows it. Vega goes, and they call her safe, so now.
Just a little too late.
Feeling that deja vu, Taylor. See right here, nice bunt. Kennedy, Vega goes just a bit hair of a late.
Yep. And it's one of those perfectly placed bunts, too, where it's not right in front of the pitcher, not in front of the catcher or the third baseman. And so that calls for important communication, too.
It's that slow motion feeling in a fast-paced sport. You never really get that on the hitting perspective. And now strike one. And I like to say the bunt makes this more fast paced because it makes them have to speed up their reaction. People kind of say, oh, you know, it's soft, it's so slow. And no.
No.
You got it all wrong in this analogy. There's so many 3 parts, and that's strike number 2.
Yep.
So.
There's so many parts that play in just one play. And it's one of those things that you have to consider because, you know, as a pitcher, you don't have to think about just the pitches that you're throwing. You have to think about what's going to happen if the ball gets hit to any part of the field.
Now Murphy trying to drop it. Rodriguez gets out number 2. And now she'll be 1 for 3 today.
Yep, Rodriguez making it look super easy out there in center field.
Now Grace Fosselman, the shortstop, 1 for 2 today, coming back again for her another appearance in that batter's box. And Coria trying to make it a goose egg of an inning. High for ball 1.
Grace Fosselman is also one of Chapman's best hitters. She's had 71 at-bats and a .268 batting average. And so she's given the Panthers 11 runs and 19 hits. Pretty impressive if I say so myself.
Very impressive. And honestly, that was one of the best pitches I saw. It dropped in and looked like a definite one. But, oh well, 2 balls. And now Jada Coria again. Now fighting Fosselman.
Battling to stay in there.
Just trying to make her extinct, if you say so myself. But now, Fosselman, a lot of room to work with. 3 balls. She's only been walked 2 times this season.
Now she's going to be very picky in that batter's box, trying to find a pitch that she knows she can drive.
And that will be a strike. I had to hold my breath, Taylor, because I don't, you know, I got to hold it. I got to see that right arm come up.
The anticipation is very real.
So now, uneven counts. 2 outs. Fosselman. Corey unloads it, and that will be a walk. So bases are juiced once again. And timeout. Meeting right now from the battery of Campbell.
Bringing it back to that last inning. Campbell calling a team meeting to help her defense reset. Sometimes a little break is all you need to take your mind off of everything that's happening.
And I'm expecting a bunt here.
You know what? I am too.
I'm expecting one because, look, you have so many in this opportunity, but because if I go for a base hit and knowing that it's going to get a runner stranded on base and know that I don't have any opportunity to work with, the bunt is your only best option in this opportunity at hand.
That is true. And as we've seen when the Panthers have bunted, the amount of times that the Leopards have been able to field that have been pretty low in this game so far.
Another first pitch strike thrown from Coria. We've seen that all day, and she's landed one and landed her first strikeout in the afternoon a couple at-bats ago. Trying to get out of this bind, and if she does, that will be the story of this afternoon. That's another one.
Yes, nicely placed pitch by Jada Coria.
You know, it feels like a circus sometimes in the jungle too, because when you get the action in a full pack crowd right now in Campus West, you know they feel it.
They do. Feeling the anticipation right now.
And we'll strand it and we'll end the inning. It almost takes me off my seat.
And it's caught by third baseman Janelle Vega to end the inning with Chapman in the lead 2-0.
Goose egg of an inning. Now brings us bottom of the fourth. Leopards again back on offense, and now they want to make the consistency measure. Well, don't go anywhere. We will see this replay first, and you see, hey, Janelle Vega makes up for it a couple innings ago, makes it count, retires the Chapman hitters, and now goose egg of that inning. You're watching Skyac softball on Flow Sports and Laverne Community Television. Bottom of the fourth coming back at you, and you're going to see Kelly back on the circle.
Leopard Nation, the 2025 Leo Nation Golf Classic is almost here. Join us on Thursday, May 1st at Upland Hills Golf Course for a day filled with golf, giveaways, food, and so much more. Check-in begins at 8 a.m. with pre-golf contests and socials with the ULV Athletic Department. The shotgun start is set for 10 a.m. And after 18 holes, join us at 2:30 p.m. for a luncheon with amazing giveaways and so much more. To register, head to leopardathletics.com. And for any questions or concerns, contact crivas/sandoval@laverne.edu. We can't wait to see you on the green on May 1st at Upland Hills.
And the short recap right now, you've seen Jada Correa do her work right there. Landed a 0 of a goose egg for the top of the fourth. Now bottom of the fourth. Chapman still leads 2-0 to the Leopards, and that's a strike thrown by Kelly again for the first pitch strike. Now brings up Sydney Diaz. Deuce, it's time to get loose and get a hit on the board for the Leopards. And that will be ball one.
It is. Sydney Diaz is a senior at the University of Laverne, and she is a business administration major. And so she's also a part of the American Marketing Club. And so today she is here to show that she is indeed standing on business.
Hey, I like that. And she's going to squabble it up right here and bring it. Kendrick Lamar likes to say too. I mean, Taylor, you have to understand this too. Sydney Diaz, a native of Upland, California, literally 10 minutes from Laverne, so she understands a homegrown kid, alumni of Claremont High School, and that will be a ball too. And again, Chapman, Orange County traveling here, and you're hearing this crowd going, man. Now Kelly on the windup. Ooh, that was a nice piece of hitting on a foul ball from Diaz. So now she's starting to heat it up.
Yep. Make sure to throw that bat out there just in time.
I got to give a shout out to my work as well from Dick's Sporting Goods, selling a lot of those Easton model bats as well. On the Ghost model, you see the damage and the weight done, especially from Diaz. But right there, Kelly, we'll call that one strikeout.
Yep. Oh, and let me tell you, Zach, when those Easton Ghost models first came out, they sold out instantly.
Yeah, we still do it now, and I think the newest one is an Easton Ghost Model Unlimited, and it's brought to you by any of them, especially Dick's Sporting Goods. And now Reagan Hallett, right here, first baseman for Leopards. First pitch strike again from Kelly. She already has 2 strikeouts on the day, Taylor, and she's looking to add more to her totals.
Yep, she is. Looking to make sure to hold her team down, especially since they do have an early lead.
Now she's ahead of the count. It's another strike, big hack from Hallett. And yeah, she's had 28 strikeouts on the year. It's big.
And I know she's looking for a lot more.
Now Hallett waiting for it, and that's the ball outside the zone.
And you can see how Hallett stays composed in the batter box. She doesn't lean forward and let those off-speed pitches get to her, and that's a sign of a good hitter.
Sign for the first baseman, indeed, clips it. Brings the battle of chess right now into this one too. Here on out, you better make your move quickly in a way that you go on the approach, but she understands too. 1 out, don't want to put my team in a bad position as well. So here on out, you got to make contact, you got to make it soon.
Yep. It's all about making contact, because once you make contact, that gives you the opportunity to get on base, to help your other teammates get on base, and to score, hopefully.
That's what the Leopards need. Hungry. Hungry right now in the jungle of Campus West, and that is ball 2. So now even count, good eye from Reagan Hallett. Even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the fourth, we are halfway into this ball game, this Skyac matchup, the battle of the Big Cats.
And being in this batter box, sometimes you have to make split-second decisions Do I want to swing? Do I want to hold back? Am I going to bunt? And it all depends on the situation. I think Reagan Hallett does a really good job of evaluating where the fielders are, what the situation is, and how she can help her team as much as possible.
Taylor, that was a crystal ball prediction. She just did it again with the foul ball. And that is a great eye from Reagan Hallett to just flip the count to her favor. Now, full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, and Kelly looking to see, and this one turning into a little heater of a matchup, and Reagan Hallett waiting, gripping those paws, waiting to unload, and another foul ball. So, understand this, Taylor. You know it better than anybody. I bet you're frustrated as a pitcher. Why aren't you going away?
Exactly. And you know what? It's sometimes like it feels like this intimate battle between me and the batter. Because as much as I want to strike them out, I know at the same time they want to hit it off me.
And you know what? Hey, that's out number 2, but I'll say that was one hell of a battle from Hallett and brings out number 2, but made the Panthers work. And now one person that can get it done for the Leopards, if anybody. Alyssa Campbell, Soup, 20th overall in the hitting categories for the SCIAC Conference. She's 7th in RBIs with 27, and she's looking for hit number 32.
Campbell, who also goes by Soup, says that one of her favorite memories from playing softball here was her back-to-back home runs against Linfield. And achieving that is very difficult, so props to her.
When we played Linfield, they were ranked 2nd in the nation. So now, Campbell, good eye right there, takes ball 1. She saw 2 strikes off a foul ball attempt, so now you're going to see. When the action really comes for the Leopards, it's when Campbell gets on base and Ashley Rodriguez lets it go. So Leopards looming for that, another foul ball. So hey, I'll take foul balls all day. I know a long time ago, the beginning of the season, Taylor, I despised it. I called national foul ball all the time. I was just like, I can't stand it. But now,
yeah,
I'm happy for it.
Sometimes getting a hit on the first pitch is good, but also working this pitcher down to the core is also very helpful. And on both ends, you know, you see both of these players battling so heavily, but Kelly just takes the longer end of this stick.
That is strikeout number 3 for Kelly, and retires. The Leopard batters will be top of the 5th coming. And Taylor, now you're seeing it doesn't matter what's happening. Kelly still does her thing. She brings it, and now Chapman still with 2 runs in a lead against the Leopards. And we're watching SCIAC softball here on Flow Sports, brought to you by Laverne Community Television.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane! Woo! You got this!
And we're back, top of the 5th for the Battle of the Big Cats. Chapman University up 2-0 over the Leopards. And now Jada Coria back up for another inning of work. And she's gotten her first strikeout on the day this afternoon, her 6th on the season, and she's looking for more. And one thing too, Taylor, Kelly on the other end, bringing one hell of a game as well.
Both of them have equally great pitchers. But also as a pitcher, you have to understand that at the end of the day, whether you win or lose, it's not all on you. That win or loss doesn't fall all on your shoulders. And softball is a great team sport to realize that You have 9 important players on that field. You have a team that's going to have to support you in the dugout as well. And so it's these enormous amounts of factors that play into the result of these games.
And that result right here, 2 balls right in this count. And Westerfield, first baseman, having a lot of room to work with. Now it's 3 balls and held count. And she is also 1 for 2 today. She had an RBI. She's also flown out as well right here. Lots of room, and Jada Coria now want to sharpen her claws and fight back in this one. And that's a nice one thrown up on cue.
Nice fastball by Jada Coria.
That sophomore understands it, and she only has ways to go in her game too. 2 more years, bringing durability and stability.
Already bringing lots of talents to the Leopards team. And you know what? Starting off the inning with a walk. Still a lot of game left.
Absolutely. That's 6 walks on the season. Second walk of the afternoon, and Westerfield beyond first base now, where she knows pretty well, but she got a pinch runner. Number 32.
Christy Kitabayashi. It's funny, I grew up playing with Kitabayashi in high school and in middle school.
Oh, wow. Well, in Taylor's corner right now, Good Island, Hawaii.
And trust me, I know she's very fast, so hopefully the Leopards are keeping themselves on their toes as she's probably ready to steal to second.
And Lastinger can get her there. She's 0 for 2 today, though. Flew out, and Coria, nice drop in of a pitch, but lines to ball 1. Call it low. And I'll tell you right now, defense have provided their stability and 3 innings of work. Taylor, it's the bats right now for Leopards that know they need to pick it up, and that's high. Upstairs, ball 2. Trying to see if there's any action in the bullpen. It looked there might be, but there definitely is, and we'll see.
And you know, Zach, unlike baseball where pitchers have a pitcher count before they get pulled out of the game, softball does not operate like that, as we know. A lot of these pitchers can go a full 7 innings or even extra innings just to do the job that they know that they can do.
Now, ball 3 right there. Another battle again for Coria. Lastinger waits. Tall frame, pulls it. And that is a strike.
Nice inside pitch by Coria, hitting right on the inside of that plate.
That's sometimes one of the best pitches because, again, no one can get it. Doing your job the way you know how. And now Lastinger rips it to left field, and Sydney Diaz said bye-bye.
Diaz isn't letting anything get past her during this game.
Again, the defense holding their ground, and we're going to roll it. Again, Sydney Diaz showing you why
she's out there in left field, holding her ground out there and getting there just in time for that ball to land in her glove with ease.
Ease indeed, and now Coria feels the help and takes it right there low for ball 1. Brings up Mo Lynch once again. Mo Lynch, designated player for the Panthers, 1 for 2 today. Did have that double. She was the one that bounced it off the wall, Taylor, so she understands how to rip that bat. And again, heads up. I'm going to go get that ball after the game. I still need an autographed one from any team that would want to let me have it. I mean, hey, it's always a doozy. The foul ball sometimes is the only way you're ever going to get one for Momentum Box.
Imagine getting a home run ball. That would be crazy.
Yeah, I think the players would definitely want that one instead of me. And that's a nice hack and a nice pitch from Jada Coria, the sophomore. El Niña.
You can see how some of these batters realize that they're being tricked only after they swing and miss at that ball, because it's so deceiving.
And Lynch rips it, but Rodriguez says bye. And that gets it done. The Leopards strand 2 runners, and they do it well. And now they need to get back on to their hitting approach. Bottom of the 5th. Let's see it right here on our monitor here, Taylor. You see it.
Yep. Rips it to center field, but Rodriguez is already there.
Strands.
And Kitabayashi running back to first, but doesn't make it there back in time.
And she went too early, and that's why she got caught. That's what they're saying from the umpire. And now, this is where Coach Naka brings this motivation to the Leopards. They need it here, right now, to see how the battle of the Big Cats go, but not before, hey, Chapman has been goose-egged these last 2 innings.
Yep.
The Leopards want to turn it in their corner, and this could do it. This is where this would be the time. Chapman did it in the last 2, and now the Leopards could bring that 2 here.
This is the exact moment where the Leopards do need a breakthrough, just to bust it open for them in this game. Better to do it earlier than later.
And why not give it to the 5-time home run hitter for the Leopards, Ashley Rodriguez. A-Rod. You talk about a home run hitter and a ball, Taylor. If anybody I want to get a ball from, it would be from number 20.
Ashley can do it all. One thing about her is that even though she is a left-handed hitter, she knows how to spray all parts of the field really well. And so no matter what pitcher she faces, she's going to go in there, see what her pitching style is like, and wait on a ball that she knows she can drive somewhere, anywhere.
Now this approach needs it more than ever, like you say, Taylor, and for hits for the Leopards. If you're asking for yourself, Rodriguez 4th in SCIAC with hits, looking for her 40th on the season. Be a big time right here for Laverne. Now Kelly out there winds it low for ball 1.
Yep. Rodriguez definitely a SCIAC first team or second team candidate for this season.
5th in SCIAC with an OPS of 1.273 and a batting average 8th in SCIAC for 443. Trying to drop it, but what an amazing catch. Fosselman trying to extinct Rodriguez right there, and does. I have to give that shortstop so much credit. Sprint all the way from left field, takes it from her glove, not even looking at the ball.
And look at how much her arm extends to get to that ball.
Take the words out of my mouth, and man, oh man.
And running backwards for a ball is way more difficult than running forward. Definitely giving Fosselman that credit.
Understand the balance and stability. And now high for ball 1 right there, but now one's across the board, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Kirsten Sanchez back up. Be the designated player for the Leopards today. 0 for 1. Take a crack at it, grounded out last time, and she wants to do the best opportunity for Leopards. Has 1 out to work with. So Taylor, I think right now, again, Leopards need to find it.
Exactly. And one of Kirsten's favorite quotes is, "Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard." She's definitely one of the hardest workers on this team, playing an important role offensively and defensively.
Otherwise, too, Taylor, hard work pays off. HWPO.
Yep.
Culture outweighs scheme. And the Leopards know that. They have so much talent. They're trying to put it in the mix to get to that tournament, get a berth they haven't seen in a while, and be a big time to take it down a big hitter of opponent in these Panthers.
And qualifying for the SCIAC tournament is a big goal for this team.
Kirsten Sanchez laces right there and drops it for left field. And hey, I'll take it. Oh, and she broke the no-hitter. There we go. That is
Kirsten
very
Sanchez
true.
busting it open for the Leopards here in the 5th inning.
You know, hey, the pitchers don't like that. They don't like that rule of no-hitters because you know what? They're like, hey, I got my streak going. But you know what? Hey, as a hitter, by all means, let's go.
Yep, being on that short end of the stick as a pitcher, having one hit destroy that no-hitter, you know, it gets you a little bit, but you know, the hitters want it equally as you do.
Now Mackenzie Johnson starving right now, and that is the new model right there. Big hack off that bat. Nice strike thrown from Kelly, but that is the newest model, Taylor, of the bat.
Yes.
It's the Easton Ghost model, a limited, came out earlier this year. Mackenzie Johnson, probably a prime shopper at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Looks like a very nice model. How much does it retail for, Zach?
Retail? You're asking, I don't know. Let's say, I don't know. I got to get back to you on that. And right there, they're seeing a check swing. Nope. No. Yep, 2 strikes right there, 1 out. Mackenzie Johnson need to sharpen her claws, gripping the bat, try to see what she's going to bring right there. High upstairs, though, from Kelly.
Her eyes follow that ball.
So we've seen a lot of donuts here on the board. The Leopards trying to crack one, and also good credit from Miss Donuts and Bagels, providing LVTV a hit, and Mackenzie Johnson. Oh, foul. Dang it. Well, anyways, thank you, Miss Donuts, for providing.
Mackenzie Johnson showing everybody why she's in that starting lineup with that hack.
Still looking for her first hit of the day. Gets one right there, but stolen base from Kirsten Sanchez, but
sliding
gonna
in
wave
there.
it back off to first base.
Ali Colenso,
Ali
pinch
Colenso,
runner.
excuse me, yes. Good story about her. The gold standard when Leah Miko came into town, 3-time softball gold medalist. She played for Amiko's team when they traveled to the country for Team USA softball, and bringing that presence right there, Phelps pinch running. Mackenzie Johnson, as a shortstop does, you got to bring the battle, not just with the glove, but on the bat too, Taylor. Now, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kelly rips it southpaw, loads it high upstairs. Once again, even count now.
Yep, and you can see she's ready to pull that trigger.
Mackenzie Johnson, 51st in the hitting categories for the SCIAC. Looking for hit number 20. And that doesn't go, so the Leopards are going. Ali Colenso to third base. And Johnson at first, runners at the corner. Laverne, it's time to get loud, and the jungle rumbling. And the Panthers off a miscue off of third base.
Now they have runners in scoring position for the Leopards, thanks to Johnson opening up, breaking through that door.
Miscue off of the air, that will go off the third baseman throw to the second baseman, and that was from Chil Cerna throwing it to Reyes.
And Colenso doesn't even take a look back, says, you know what, ball's overthrown, I'm headed to third.
I also owe my good old pal Thomas a good shout out for the Angels beating the Giants yesterday. Thank you, Thomas Kosakowski, for letting the Los Angeles Angels do the work and kick butt the San Francisco Giants yesterday.
I take it you're not a big fan of the Giants, are you?
Oh, heck no. And that's just putting it nicely polite.
Neither am I. I've always been a big Dodger fan, so.
Angels are putting on a clinic, though, when they started off their game. Now above 500, I believe they are 10-9, and they're making noise in the American League as we speak. So, here we go. Aries Alonso, welcome back on the batter's box. And it's the first time for her pinch hitting this afternoon, and she brings one heck of a presence, Taylor.
She does. A freshman on this team also, hoping to leave a lasting impact with the opportunity that she's given.
Now showing bunt, now trying to get Johnson. Nope, not too fast. Sorry.
Yep.
So now advances Johnson, takes a strike, but Aries Alonso, 71st in SCIAC in the hitting categories, batting average 200, OPS 517, 31st at bat today, looking for hit number 7, potentially 5 RBIs. Now.
And you can tell that she's hungry in that batter's box.
We need the hunger right now in general for the game, just to make it exciting to a factor that everyone likes at the Campus West jungle. Now, Kelly, southpaw, loads it, Aries Alonso, and that is a great eye from Aries Alonso once again. And I gotta say, Taylor, as a freshman, even getting ranked in SCIAC on a category, that gives you confidence, and now even count off our seat. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Kelly loads it.
And
Alonso.
it's up.
Well, it strands it, but brings Colenso right to
Colenso
run, and
comes
she
home!
scores! Welcome to the Campus West jungle. The Leopards are on the board.
And now
goodbye that no-hitter, goodbye that goose egg, goodbye to that. And now 2-1 ball game.
Now the Leopards are on the board thanks to Alonso
Taylor,
and Aries.
How do you feel as a pitcher right now? You know more than anybody when this happens, and you feel like when anything scores, mentality. Give it to me.
Oh, you know, it's one of the most electric feelings in the world when you see your team come back from either a funk, a shortcoming. And one thing I've always admired about the Leopards dugout is how loud and how rowdy they are. They'll chirp, they'll bark at you, regardless of whether they're up or they're down. And that's a sign of a team that's not going to give up.
Well, high upstairs right there. 1 ball, 1 strike, and I'm saving my voice because we still got a long way to go in this one. But I want to tell you something about this. Julia Miramontes, the acrobat here on the Leopard squad. She makes some real catches. She's trying to make it happen. Wild pitch. Well, Johnson will say safe. Good. Lord have mercy, because that would have been some bad news in general. But you know what? Hey, they're still alive in the jungle right now, and I tell you, the Battle of the Big Cats, whenever Chapman and Laverne play, it makes noise, and that's why these packed out stands bringing the thunder and the crowd noise.
This is the game to watch.
Again, if you don't remember, yesterday it was a totally lopsided game. Chapman took 1 claw, made the Leopards feel it. And now it's a totally different one here. But that will end the inning right there. We'll go top of the 6th, but not before the Leopards do score off Colenso's run. And now, Battle of the Big Cats. Just a 1-run ball game. You're watching SCIAC softball on Flow Sports and Laverne Community Television.
Decision. It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back, top of the 6th, right at you. Battle of the Big Cats, Campus West jungle, packed out stadium, packed out crowd, and now 1-run ball game. And Jada Coria still back on the mound. She is at 86th pitches thrown, Taylor. That is amazing.
I think so too. And with the score that we have now, 2-1, I'm sure the crowd who are in the stands today are hyped and engaged to see what the final score of this game is going to be.
Yeah, I'm hyped myself. I mean, I feel like every single time we get to do this opportunity, got to give thanks to Laverne Community Television, the University of Laverne Athletics Department, all these opportunities for what you bring here. Just being a big fan of this sport, Taylor, it's just something that is just unreal to level.
It really is. The number 0, Mila Fukuda, also one of the girls I grew up playing softball with back home in Hawaii.
Guessing Taylor's going to have a lot of autographs after the game and say, well, it was great to see you, and I hope you really like what we had to say about you.
Hopefully if they go back on Flow Sports and watch this game, hopefully they can see.
Yeah, and 2 balls now thrown by Korea. And there's one guy, too, that really started this business along with Shane Rodriguez, Taylor. You know, this past year, I got to give a lot of credit due to Don Pollock. Well missed. Rest in peace. And I know he's watching over, smiling. Now, 2 balls.
Got 2-0. Fukuda up in the count, looking to make something happen with this pinch hitting opportunity.
You know, from Hawaii, do you remember all the times when, you know, playing with your teammates and knowing, wow, showing bunts, Campbell trying to get it and brings Fukuda on first base. Wow.
She's fast.
Yeah, and that was a perfect bunt.
It was a perfectly placed bunt.
What do they do over there on the island, Taylor? What are you guys doing?
You know, Kitabayashi and Fukuda played for very competitive teams back at home. And one thing Fukuda has always done was have those perfectly placed bunts, and she's at first or even second in a matter of a flash or a couple seconds. She's definitely a hitter that you're going to have to be aware of.
Bet you she watched a lot of University of Hawaii softball, too. I mean, they are nationally ranked 2 in the softball as well. I know they played pretty well in Stout. They've beaten a lot of teams over there in that Big West Conference. And, you know, you learn from the best and make your mark here. And right now, she's on first base. And, hey, first hit, 1 for 1 a day.
You do. Getting the opportunity to play college athletics is an honor.
Always. Now trying to show bunt again. Kokorian throws it, now be a strike off of that wildly placed bunt. So, maybe the hitting formula now looking a little different for the Panthers. Instead of just hitting those long strides, they want to take a piece because they feel like there's so much space thrown. And now you're kind of seeing the defense shift a little bit in that way in the fielding.
The Panthers are definitely playing a lot of small ball now. Hoping to throw the Leopards off their momentum.
And that's right there on that ball. So even count 1 ball, 1 strike, Jada Coria. This is still Kokorian's actually technically first at bat. Taylor, she hasn't really done much with it. She got hit by a pitch and walked. So she's still taking her approach, and she made a count, but Johnson saying not so fast.
The freshman over there making an impressive catch. Number 4, Mackenzie Johnson.
Got to bring the energy up right now because, hey, another great play by, let's say it again, a freshman. Yes, that is a freshman out there playing shortstop.
Yep.
And she makes it look so easy.
Yep. Taking command of that 6-hole right there.
Great pitch from Coria. Again, that arm still looking alive and well, and she's well over 90 pitches thrown, 93 to be exact. Now Westerfield, or excuse me, Samantha Kennedy. High upstairs, Samantha Kennedy, 1 for 2 today, the right fielder. Flew out, also got a hit. Got a lot of height on this Panthers team.
And as a pitcher, you know, when you pitch to a lot of these taller batters, sometimes it offers you a little more flexibility when it comes to that strike zone.
Now she wants to take one for the ride against Cindy Diaz, and that is gone! Samantha Kennedy went to the East Coast over there on the JFK airport and said, adios! The Chapman Panthers went to the jungle, roaring, 3 runs, now up 4-1. And man, oh man, just like yesterday,
Wow.
Chapman.
Doing what they do best.
Wow.
Powerful hit over the left field fence.
Approach. Sorging, there was just no way. It was already gone. And it hits the umbrella, hoping, okay, those fans are over there because smacking it right there on top of it. And wow.
You know, this is a good opportunity for the Leopards to come together and again have that reset. Still have 2 outs to go at the bottom of the 6th inning.
Hang on, and the fans and the crowd right now, a little showmanship too much. I think you got to just settle down. Even if it's a home run, I mean, start to see some of them coming out of their seats.
Yeah.
Anyways, wow. When I tell you when the battle of the big cats come to town and their plays in the series,
The Cats don't play around.
Yeah, no, they don't. And hey, now I'm reaping what I sowed again. I've said defense, no. Before what I said was offense, and now it's back to the offense of what it's done. And now goodbye off of those 0 of the innings. And now you see 2 runs come in here and back to it. And Coria comes. It's high upstairs. And even before that, you know, she's still been playing relatively well. And now you got to see shift focus, and the bats even feel like they have to come. They have to even come out even stronger the next inning.
Exactly. And so as a pitcher, you can only do so much. And you have to put the trust in the rest of your defense and that lineup that they're going to get the job done.
And honestly, it wasn't even the defense on that. That's just better offense at the end of the day. And now Miranda Murphy right here took a strike, her last one right here. And 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 across the board. Coria goes high again. Murphy is 1 for 3, the center fielder. She's flown out twice today. Second best batter on this Chapman team. And that's another nice pitch thrown from Coria.
Count is now 2-2. Coria and Murphy
pitches.
battling it out here.
96 pitches, Taylor. Ball 3, so now full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Imagine if we kept track of how many pitches we threw.
I mean, I know, well over 90 mark and 96, and you're going to see what more she wants in the tank, and this is a confidence booster right here if she can get it. Now Murphy just hits it right down the line, foul. Here towards her dugout. Looking at the team stats, 7 hits for Chapman, 1 for the Leopards. But Chapman wants to clean up the runners left on base with 7 to the Leopards 2. So right now, you want to see what they're going to bring, but that's a high flyer. Right to center, got to communicate, and Ashley Rodriguez gets out number 2. And you know what, Taylor? Look, like you say, no lead is safe, and it's not even that much of a lead difference either. It's only 3. You can do a lot of work with that, but again, you only get a minimal of opportunities, and you see Ashley Rodriguez calls a communication, says mine, and gets it right there for 2.
calls off the middle infielders because she understands that it's harder for them to go backwards and it's easier for her to come in and catch that ball. So good job to Rodriguez.
Right there, another first pitch strike thrown in a repetition of Jada Correa. Now still awaiting her second strikeout of the day. It'd be a big one right here. Going against Grace Fosselman, who made an insanely catch. I gotta give it back again. That was insane. High upstairs for ball one. So now even count, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. And again, the calm composure for Correa, you gotta give her so much praise in that. Trying to get out of this inning with no more damage done.
Yep.
Now be low.
Stop by Campbell. Campbell's working really hard behind that plate, making sure that nothing gets past her, especially when you have runners on base, because that is very crucial.
Definitely. Now, Fosselman awaits. Correa, play sheet going, now rolls it, winds it. Fosselman beams it foul once again, but left field. Can't tell you how much targets. Now is Aries Alonso on third base. Nice. One off the plate, and again, now deemed that one a ball.
Dropping off-speed pitch by Jada Correa.
Now full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Now Jada Correa is very hungry. Look for the best pitch she wants to make thrown right here against Fosselman. Waiting, Correa. Unwinds, throws it, Fosselman, and Correa takes it herself. Pitchers are athletes. Gets that inning done. Now brings the Leopards back up to bat. Bottom of the 6th coming at you. And a replay again.
Bam.
Pitchers are so athletic. Don't get it twisted.
Pitchers do more than pitch.
They hit, they field, they call. They remind themselves the confidence booster, and one thing is one of the hardest jobs in all of sports.
Yes.
Let's not get that falling off the wagon there, because Jada Correa is bringing the reliability that needs to get done to limit the damage. And now, here we go.
Yes.
On bottom of the 6th. You're still watching, Skyac Softball on Flow Sports, brought to you by Laverne Community Television. Only a 3-run lead as Chapman did make a massive home run in that inning by Samantha Kennedy. But
And
now the Leopards.
No, exactly. And as this game comes closer to an end, I know that this is fueling both of these teams to do something big.
Indeed. And if there's anybody that can start this rally, Taylor, it's the senior in Angelina Alderetti. And she can get this party started for the Leopards. And you need to get this cue on the way. Get her on base, find the way how. Kelly, as well, has been playing awfully well.
Alderetti, who has gone 0 for 1 today. Hoping to make some good contact with the ball and get on base.
Now takes first pitch strike. Alderetti does. And Kelly's thrown 3 strikes. Nice piece of action from Alderetti. Drops now to his 2nd strike. Now trying to get it down.
Yep.
She feels at ease right now, trying to get something happen as you only get 2 more opportunities.
Making the most of those opportunities.
And that's a ball right there. And one thing about this, I got to give so much credit due to Kelly. because she's only allowed 1 hit today.
That's
one run.
very impressive.
Now the ready, and that is credit off the height right there from the 6-foot Westerfield. Just takes it for the first out.
Snagged by the first baseman.
I bet you if it was anybody 6 feet lower, around like 5'7", that's over their head for sure.
Mm-hmm. And when you're in those hot corner shots, you have to have very fast reflexes, so always got to be on your toes.
And Diaz right here comes up, facing Kelly once again. Diaz 0 for 2 today. Struck out, flew out, and now Diaz wants to make something happen. Now aces it. Sydney Diaz got loose right there. That's the second hit.
Gets it past that 6-hole. Getting on base for the Leopards. And now with a fast runner like Diaz on base now, this puts the Leopards in a very good position, especially when you have a power hitter like number 7, Reagan Hallett, up to bat.
Exactly, and Reagan Hallett right here, spinning that wheel of fortune, showing bunt, pulls back, trying to get Diaz. Nope, Diaz is safe.
Gets in there way before the tag.
The Leopards have one of the best base running teams, probably the best base running team in SCIAC for a reason, on the speed. Again, that's laced them to all these opportunities to get this, and getting a runner in scoring position, and Hallett flying that one foul. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out, 1 across the board, and Reagan Hallett, again, lucky number 7. Also another player that wore that number, Taylor Gray. And that's called strike.
Count is now 1-2.
Back, low. Ball 2, wow, even count.
Diaz getting that good lead out there at second, giving her just enough room for any possible situation.
Left fielder showing the footwork right here too, getting ready. One thing, Taylor, I feel like the Leopards are going in this formula. You got to get these long at-bats, wind it. See how much more of that arm that Kelly has, as she's going and cracking near 100 soon as well. 4 more pitches. Now even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And Reagan Hallett takes it, drops!
Nice hit.
Reagan Hallett spins the wheel of fortune, brings Sydney Diaz home for a double. And now this game unfolds once again. And I know Kelly feels it. I know she does.
This score is getting closer. Again, with that impressive hit by a freshman, Reagan Hallett. Now putting herself in scoring position for Alyssa Campbell up to bat.
Reagan Hallett's 30th hit on the season right there, and also 13th RBI. Made it known for hit number 30, and now makes this game 2 runs.
Leopards are slowly closing that gap here in the later half of this game.
And now, Soup working in the kitchen right now, trying to figure out what she can do on this one. Has to be an uphill battle here on out against Kelly.
And it gets through the shortstop. Nice single for number 5, Alyssa Campbell. Keeping that momentum going for the Leopards.
And Taylor, we're looking at this piece right here, just goes and blows it by the shortstop. And now you got to think about it. When I said the 1-2 tandem of Campbell to Rodriguez, if you ask for any moment right here, well, it'd be right in this moment for Ashley Rodriguez to find something, as this might be the end of Kelly's day.
And now Ashley's put in that position where now she's going to have to adjust to a new speed, a new pitching style. But if anybody can do it, it's Ashley Rodriguez.
Absolutely, and now that ends the day for Jillian Kelly. Faced 22 batters, struck out 3, allowed 4 hits, 2 runs now, 1 error. So she did play relatively well, but no more no-hitters at all. That shut the door. Got to give her credit due, but now brings in a new pitcher in Rose Millen. The junior from San Rafael, California, native of Marin Catholic High School. Also, in looking at her stats, Taylor, ERA of 1.08 and a whip of .95, so she does relatively well on that circle as well.
And you know, when you come in as a pitcher, like in the middle or towards the end of the game, you sort of understand the tendencies and the patterns of the players and batters that you're going to face. And so hopefully she's done this observation already and understands who she's going up against.
Yes, and she's going up against one of the best hitters in SCIAC, in Ashley Rodriguez, looking for her first hit, and hit number 40 on the year, and it could be a big one if it counts. And Alyssa Campbell got 32 hits now on the year, and now looking to do more, and pinch runner Annika Luna will take place for Campbell. So we got some more speed on the bases. And Rose Millen in the circle. And that is a strike, first pitch strike thrown for Millen.
Off to a good start for Millen, with runners on first and third.
This will be her 10th appearance. And Rodriguez dropping, but stranded by left fielder, but brings Reagan Hallett going. And she's out. So that ends the inning, and wow, the catcher right there really brought it for the Panthers.
And left fielder making that quick catch to bring it home immediately after seeing Hallett tag up at third.
And now we go to the top of the 7th for the Panthers to get back on bat. But not before the Leopards did add another run, but the Panthers up 4-2. You're watching SCIAC Softball on Flow Sports and Laverne Community Television.
Of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Back, top of the 7th. Last opportunities for these two teams. Jada Coria back on the mound, looking for a complete game, but looking for an opportunity to get her bats back and close this.
Looking down to hold down the fort for one final inning.
And now a 2-run ball game. Now this brings Coria, and I believe this will be Coria's 3rd complete game if she gets it done. That's a nice strike thrown, and Coria still alive.
Nice pitch by Coria. Up against Chill Cerna.
Yes, and she is one alive of a hitter. And goes ball 1. Chill Cerna 1 for 3 today, the third baseman. He's flown out twice, got 1 hit and an RBI, but she had 3 runners left on base in one of her batting attempts as well. Now we'll lead off for the Panthers. The top of the 7th, runs that foul, so now it's Lopsided count in favor for Coria.
Yep. And Jill Cerna is a very good pull hitter. So if anything's even in the middle of that plate or towards that inside corner, she's going to pull that. And so the third baseman and that left field side just have to be ready for her.
Oh, well said right there, Taylor, bringing the inside on that, and no ball. So now even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And again, now Jada Coria will be throwing her 110th pitch. But again, I think somebody in this press box can understand when number 9's on that field, trying to give some encouragement right here. Get it done, and hey, if a comeback win can happen to Campus West Jungle, again, that just took a piece of Cerna right there on that hit, hoping she's okay. I think it's her left knee, I believe. You know, making sure she's okay. We always want all the players to be healthy. Whoa,
Yep.
Her knee is
Getting chipped off the
giving
bat is not a good feeling.
You know what? Tough warrior right there for the Panthers, and Jill Cerna going back against this batter's box. Senior from Placentia, California, alumni of El Dorado High School. Now Jada Coria still looking for her second strikeout. Coria right here unloads, waiting Cerna. Cerna takes it fair, not to her liking, so comes down that for her, and foul ball.
Yep. And so I know Aries Alonso at third is getting ready because she knows a lot of these balls have been hit to her direction already.
The hot zone talk of the town in the Campus West Jungle. Always seeing the film. What are the third baseman's going to do? Now ready in prime field position. The defense playing a little bit more. And Aries Alonso targets. Jill Cerna gets it right there on first base. Goes right there. Hey, she said, I'm coming right back at you.
Yep. That hot shot corner, I'm telling you. You have to be ready for anything. And that ball was hit hard.
Number 38.
Well,
JoJo West.
Jill Cerna just showed you, hey, I'm still good. You don't need to take me out the game. But now, the one that's been robbing a lot of the Leopards' hits, base hits, JoJo Westerfield. Now, there's a meeting right now up for the Leopards. Gonna get a new pitcher.
Looks like
Jaden Alvarez.
Jaden Alvarez, one of the hardest workers on this Leopards pitching staff.
Hey, that doesn't even put it lightly. Jaden Alvarez is definitely a true testament to her game and what she wants to bring. And right now, she's also in a tough spot, too. And now, that will end the day for Jada Coria. She faced 29 batters, allowed 7 hits, 3 walks, but she struck out 1, which she allowed minimal damage as possible as she could, the help of her team. So she's giving the baton pass to Jaden Alvarez.
Tag team effort right here.
Who is the 17th pitcher in SCIAC. Ranked Jaden Alvarez has an ERA 5.34, whip of 1.96. This is her 20th appearance on the circle. She's 2-1 as a starter, 39.1 innings pitched. And she has 5 strikeouts, 16 walks allowed, but she's ready to make a mark right now. Again, this comeback can happen, Taylor. It'd be right here and trying to get these batters, and the bats have to bring one of the most best approaches of the season.
I agree with you, Zach. And Jaden coming in here this late in the game, I know she's been warming up, working very hard, looking at these batters and making and carving her approach.
And she has to face one of the tallest players on the field, 6-foot JoJo Westerfield. The first baseman robbing the Leopards of hits, 1 for 2 today. She's also flown out, been walked once, and has an RBI to her name. So Alvarez winds up. That's a nice dial of heat right there for strike one.
Alvarez starting it off good in the circle for her.
Looking. Alvarez looking for that first strikeout, and she wants it here hungry against Westerfield. Westerfield deems that foul, so now it goes in Alvarez's favor. But you know, I always wonder too, you know, when you're at that height, is it much easier too to get those layers of a ball, or is it a disadvantage to try to bring the power of it? What do you feel?
Ooh. While I think height does play, I wouldn't necessarily say a key role, but it does help you in some ways. I think that even if you can be the shortest person on the team, if you have that power, that's what's important.
Now, that is getting the ball right there and has got a double for Westerfield. And it laced right again to Aries Alonso.
We have two of the Panthers in scoring position now.
Actually going to be an error instead. So, Westerfield on second.
Up next, number 11, Morgan Lastinger.
But now, runners in scoring position, Taylor.
And now we have another one of the Panthers' best hitters up to bat, Morgan Lastinger.
Yes, and she today looking for more of an impression to scratch and solidify for the Panthers. But the Leopards right now playing more small ball inner on the field. Johnson trying to take it, and now a runner's gonna go and score.
That low throw to first just nips the outside of the glove, but giving the Panthers enough time to score another run.
Yes, and look, that's a rare miss. Right now, this infield is a little bit shaken. They need to have this infield meeting. They need it now because, again, if you give any more runs on the disadvantage of this, Taylor, you're allowing them, the Panthers, to get this intimidation factor late in the game, but you need to have that cool mindset. Get out of this inning and try to give your bats much more of a feasible approach and something more complimentary for them to get and come back into this game.
Exactly. And Alvarez is doing a great job of staying in that circle, staying composed, and giving her defense balls to field.
Yeah, and this, look, going off all the way in mile crosses allowed the runner at third to go home. And again, it's the miscues right now on the defensive approach late game. Misfires. And again, it's not the Panthers necessarily hurting them. It's the Leopards shooting themselves in the foot. Basic routine plays.
Again, like I said at the beginning of this game, the team that makes the least amount of errors is the one that's going to win.
Exactly that. And right now, Leopards looking for some late game heroics. First, they need to get out of this lengthy top of the seventh. Now Jaden Alvarez. Go back. Takes it down low, and again.
Blocked by Campbell. Again, doing everything that she can behind that plate to make sure that there are no pass balls that allow any of these runners to advance.
And now Mo Lynch, the designated player for the Panthers, up. The ball to her name. Now foul ball, so now even count. Another tall player for the Panthers. 6 foot.
Wow.
Now, Alvarez. At that cue card, finding a way to get Lynch decisive. There you go, another foul, so now works in her favor and still waiting that first strikeout.
Taking a swing at it. And Alvarez has a lot of spin to her ball, and she's going to use that to her advantage. Being able to place the ball on the inside or outside, but also with a bunch of spin.
Now Alvarez, wind up, taking it, and Lynch driving it up right there for Sydney Diaz. Now that's out number 1 only.
Diaz has had a lot of action in left field so far this game.
You know what's crazy too? She was battling a hamstring injury early on in the season, and she's looking after that injury, I think, even more faster than before. So now your fellow teammate, Taylor, trying to take a stab at this opportunity right here.
Yep. Mila Fukuda coming in again.
Nice pitch. Cold one served from Jaden Alvarez. She's 1 for 1 at 8-2. Let's not forget that.
Yep.
That nice bunt. High upstairs. Now even count.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled it out again.
Putting it out to existence, Taylor. A risky call right there.
Oh, we'll see what happens.
Now Alvarez looking at the play sheet. Still a small ball approach right now from the infield of the Leopards. Alvarez goes, looking to see if a check swing. Nope. I'll be ball 2.
Fukuda still taking the lead in this at bat early on in the count.
Now Alvarez winds it again. Drop it low. Now uneven count in favor for Fukuda. This would be a bind to get out of our seats. You're on the verge of bases juiced. And now Alvarez, the testament, one of the hardest workers on this team, showing the character right here at this approach right here on this next pitch, Taylor. And that's a walk, so now the bases are juiced.
And you know what, Zach? Even though the bases are loaded, this gives the Leopards a perfect opportunity for a primary or secondary play.
Yes, and they have to think about it right now. If you are an infielder, your mind goes on, get out of this inning. Don't allow for more damage to be done and find it. And like you said, better be that option for that primary and secondary play.
Yep.
Now Jaden Alvarez looking at it again. That's a nice dial up.
Nice
strike.
Pitch.
Facing Ortel, the first at bat, subbed in for Kirkcombe. Alvarez. That's low inside, would be ball 1.
And you know, as a pitcher, at any point in the game, it's so important to have the support of your defense. And so making sure they're actively communicating with you goes a really long way.
Bring the support too, getting the ball into their glove as well. As Mackenzie Johnson goes, rips it right there for out 2.
Having no hesitation out there in the 6th hole. Throwing it home, getting that lead runner out, but also looking for that secondary play at first.
And that's the way you have to get it from here on out if you want to survive it. Don't let any more runs go by them. Now brings up the home run hitter, Samantha Kennedy. The one that really turned this game to Panthers. And thank you, Alvarez, for quieting me down off that first pitch strike. Now Alvarez wind up against Kennedy. Kennedy waiting, and that's another strike thrown. Jaden Alvarez.
Nice
Talked to her nicely.
Yep. Nice little outside corner pitch, hitting all parts of the strike zone today.
Now you're having field day up here, Taylor, on the booth, and now we're seeing Alvarez. Now a clip, diving play from Aries Alonso, but it did not go, and that's an error again. That brings 2 runs in.
can see Alonso does a good job of getting that ball into her glove, but just misses the throw to Reagan Howlett at first.
Look at Taylor. I have to be honest as a journalist. I have to be honest on here. In third base, what's been happening, what in this season, it doesn't matter in general. It's you have to play your cards right. You got the glove, you have to do the routine play. It doesn't matter what you do. You have to be honest to yourself. That's a nice strike. And that's nothing against Alvarez's play. Trying to get her. And now the runner at second. Again, the Leopards are dazed and confused in the jungle at Campus West, and the Panthers trying to take a homestand and making it their own.
Yep, the Panthers are continuously putting the pressure on this Leopards defense. They understand the situation that they're in right now, and they're just taking advantage of it. And you know what? If my team was in that position too, I think I would do that too. Seeing if the defense is a little dazed off, that's the perfect opportunity to jump on the board.
And again, Alvarez, continuously throwing strikes, continuously doing her job. So now she's bringing the support, and the infield has to play to her level of par.
Yep.
And now a high driver, Sydney Diaz, right under it. So now the tallest task in all the sport, a 5-run comeback the Leopards are looming for.
Yep. It's now or never.
Now you're watching SCIAC Softball, brought to you by Flow Sports and Laverne Community Television. And now before Chapman, lengthy top of the 7th, probably the longest inning. And they got 3 runs out of that. They are up 7 over Laverne's 2. Be right back.
Today's game and the University of Laverne home and conference games are broadcasted on Flow Sports. But you can also stay up to date with Leopard Athletics by following them on Instagram at ULV_athletics. Again, that's ULV_athletics on Instagram.
Now we're back here, the bottom of the 7th, this last inning of play. If the heroics. And you know what? Kirsten Sanchez is the one that really broke this no-hitter rule in this play here on the field. You know what? Might as well go do it one more time and get a base hit to start this rally for the Leopards up once again. The hit category, the Panthers 9 to the Leopards 4. That is lopsided, Taylor. It's lopsided. But can't say the Panthers haven't been perfect as well, because they haven't on the hitting category as well, because they've left 9 runners on base.
They have. Yep.
Anything can happen, and Kirsten Sanchez is the one to start it off and lead off for the Leopards, and takes a strike 1 from Milen.
You'd be surprised by how much can change in just half an inning.
You're definitely right there, and Campus West Jungle needs one. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. And again, pitchers on both sides played relatively well. It's the infield right now, miscues would have been the difference maker. Now, gripping the pause. Sanchez goes, tries to take it. And that 3-4, foul ball. So now, uphill battle underway. Now on a lengthy one.
Yep. Now Sanchez is looking to battle in that batter's box with a 1-2 count. Understanding that anything relatively close to the strike zone is something worth swinging at.
And that's a strikeout thrown for Millette. It's 1 out, 2 more to go, and now Mackenzie Johnson, the electrifying shortstop, trying to find something up her sleeve in her tool bag to make one of the historic comebacks here on Campus West.
And I know Malin is feeling that right now with her first strikeout of the game.
Now Mackenzie Johnson takes her first approach of a strike on a foul ball. That was Len's Oh my gosh, 82nd strikeout this season.
Wow.
Now Johnson gets it off, and again, the electrifying move of that shortstop just makes the intimidating factor off that single. And that would be an error, I believe, off a second baseman.
But hey, any way to get on base.
They need it. And they're going to need a lot more of that. And Aries Alonso, if anybody wants to do it most, I know she's asking for it, but this safe approach at the plate, she got to play her cards right. High upstairs for Millen. You're playing one of the best pitchers in Skyac, too. She came in a reliever spot, and again, she's seen a lot of batters this season.
She has.
That's a ball right there. So now Aries Alonso ahead of the count.
And you know, one of Alonso's goals this season was to do her best and give it her all, which I think is a great goal for her freshman year. Taking in all the experiences that she's given on this field.
Yeah, she had to walk up double one time and first approaches to the plate. And right now, I think what she just needs to do, base hit, find the opportunity. Just limit, get this rally started closely, and see right there, and that is a ball again. So now, count in her favor. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out.
It's important to find those gaps and make contact.
And she's doing this against the second best pitcher in Skyac. Now Alonso with the dropper, and that right there is out number 2. So now, rocky of a climb, Taylor, and 2 outs left in this ball game.
Yep.
That was off the glove of Reyes.
Number 1, Julia
Now Julia Miramontes coming up once again for the Leopards.
Yep, with 2 outs in this inning. 1 more to go.
That is a strike thrown from Millen. You know what? I kind of understand why the Chapman head coach did this.
Why do you think so, Zach?
Because you have to put your best pitcher out in the closing situation to get this going the right way for them. And, you know, I got to give credit due right there.
I agree. And, you know, every coach has a different coaching style or tactic. And I think these Chapman coaches have been very strategic in terms of who they want to put on the mound, who they want in that batter's box in order for it to work for them.
That's a ball 2 right there, yes. And as well as Coach Naka giving a game plan too, it's the players' job to execute it to their liking as well. And she's brought a lot of experience from Sacramento State, and she knows than anybody off that high level. And that is a big hack. Now 2's across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and Len trying to see closing the door on the Leopards. Take game 2 of the series. Miramontes fouls it off.
Staying composed, staying calm and collected in that batter's box with the pressure of the situation that she's in right now.
Anything can happen. Small sliver of hope for the Leopards right now, though. That great eye. Ball 3. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the most nerve-wracking call of the afternoon. Now Millen rotates it high upstairs and a walk, and safe, and for Mackenzie Johnson. Now 2 runners in scoring position, but play your cards right.
Angelina Alderete.
Angelina Alderete knows how to get on base. It's gonna be big to try to go do it now and give Sydney Diaz maybe one hell of a story to call.
Yep. If Alderete gets on base, that'll give Diaz the green light to bring those runners in. And even now, Alderete has the opportunity to do so.
And Millen trying to close it. And first pitch strike right there against Alderete. Alderete 0 for 2 today. Cats, ball one. Now even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Been flown out twice, hit by a pitch, and stolen base. Now using the unique approach that she always does off that Easton Ghost model of a bat pulls back, takes foul, oh my gosh, foul ball. See, losing it.
And you see Coach Naka over there reminding her to keep her head in the box, especially when it comes to that point of contact.
Right there, taking the approach, and that will do it. Chapman Panthers on the Battle of the Big Cats take a 2-0 series lead and proves them, and the next game will happen 30 minutes. But one thing too we have to say, Taylor, is they have to figure out how to get those bats going early for the Leopards.
Yes.
And that makes them drop to Leopards record now 15-16, and now dropping 6-8 on conference, and improves the Panthers.
Their SCIAC and overall record. They already have that number 2 spot in the conference. And so I know they're looking for that number one spot as well.
And they are, and now improving right to 22-6 overall, and 10. That's their 10th conference win. So now, Taylor, thank you so much for being up here today, and many more to come for you. And it's been a great one. So I am Zachary Gretsch.
Thank you so much for being here with us. I'm Taylor Fukunaga.
Signing out from the Campus West Jungle. So long.